otro sexo, transgender, todo ese tipo de personas, y
Yeah.
están también en el colegio porque hay muchas personas que dicen que por la vestimenta se expresan y esto también lo tomamos en cuenta. También tomamos en cuenta la idea de eh, lo que serían los gorros en tiempos de frío y vestimentas abrigadas, porque hay algunos profesores que dicen que no les gusta que los estudiantes lleven gorro en tiempos de frío y pusimos eh, un código de que dimos una idea de este código que sería de a menos de 40 grados más o menos, no podían utilizar gorro. Si puedes traducir eso, Rodrigo, por favor.
¿Está abierto el micrófono? Sí. Okay. So what's the next? What Alex was saying. So she was talking about like how can the new dress code can include everyone, like in these times, can we say that there is like people that wants to express themselves with clothes, and how everybody like ¿cómo se diría? En plan, no sé si mencioné eso de transición, pero Alexis was saying like there are people like use different clothes depending on their gender or how they feel about it, and she wants to look for a code that can include everybody, not only like men or women, like, if we can say it like that. Then she was saying that how other teachers say that they don't like students using hats in cold weather, and she wants to look for a solution of that, like clothes for specific times of the year when everybody can be comfortable, and nobody complain about it. I don't know if I explained myself correctly, but that's the best that I can do.
Yes, you did a fine job. Anything else additional, Alexis, that you wanted to report about your recent conversations with the Student Voice Committee and other things that you all been thinking about?
Por los momentos, no.
Okay. She said that is a conclusion of her sharing of the recent conversations that they've been having at the Student Voice Committee. But I know that the students have also been working on everything that was just shared, that they've been drafting this onto an actual document so that they can capture their conversations and then eventually continue to survey and vote. So, también lo que se ha dicho de el grupo de los estudiantes es que también están escribiendo todo lo que están discutiendo en estas conversaciones y en el club de estudiantes para se pueda votar en el futuro.
Thank you. Does anybody have questions? Okay, Ms. Tracy, are you here?
Yes, I am. I'm here. Hi, good evening, everybody. So I'm here to present the report for the Bilingual Advisory Committee. I'll do it in English and then I'll try it in Spanish, or someone might be nice and take pity on me. So we had our organizational meeting in September. We had a great turnout. We had about 30 parents. We have our officers in place. And hopefully for the next LC meeting, one of the officers will come to represent us for the report, would be the goal. And we had our first general meeting in October. So we've had very nice participation from the parents. We've had between 20 and 30 parents at both meetings. Our meetings are virtual. It's what the parents preferred. And we have them at 6:00 in the evening. We have an upcoming meeting in December 7th, And we're planning on having informational meetings about, for the newcomer parents, like a workshop to kind of explain how the school system works in terms of credits and GPAs and graduation requirements, things like that. We also will have at least one speaker, maybe two, regarding post-secondary options for immigrant students with and without documents. And we'll be asking the parents, for other suggestions of workshops they'd like to attend. And Mr. Garces has been such an amazing support for the bilingual parents and for the BAC this year and last year. And he's been working really closely with me, not only with the new students who arrive and placing them, but also with the BAC and coming up with ideas to support the parents. So our next meeting again will be virtual. It's December 7th at 6 p.m. The links to join are on the Foreman website. So I'll try it again in Spanish, but it'll probably be shorter. Buenas tardes a todos. Y estoy aquí para presentar el reporte por la Comité de los Padres Bilingües. Yo soy Eileen Tracy, la coordinadora de la programa bilingüe de Foreman High School. Y quiero decir a ustedes que este año teníamos muchos padres en las reuniones. Hasta ahorita tenía desde como a las 20 hasta como a las 30 padres en las reuniones y tenemos todos los officers. El comité es completo. Vamos a tener una reunión en 7 de diciembre a las 6 en la tarde y es por Google Meets, es virtual. Y voy a mandar la información de todas las reuniones a los padres por correo y también por text messages. También queremos tener unos talleres de varios temas. Vamos a tener una taller por los padres de los estudiantes nuevos para explicar todo el sistema de escuela, como el sistema sirve con créditos y GPAs y notas y todo de eso, porque el sistema aquí es muy diferente que los otros países y es muy importante que los padres entiendan también qué sus niños tienen que hacer aquí en la escuela. Y también vamos a tener unas reuniones también de como las oportunidades por los estudiantes inmigrantes con documentos o sin documentos para universidad y cosas así después secundario. So, otra vez, próximo reunión es como 7 de diciembre a las 6 en la tarde y el enlace está en la website. That's it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Tracy.
you. Quick question for you, Ms. Tracy. When you say newcomers, are you meaning the recently arrived immigrants, or just like new to Chicago or new to Foreman?
Mostly recently arrived immigrants is really kind of the target, but I know some of the other parents will still come. But this year we've had many newcomers, more than in the past few years. And I think it's really important that they just really understand how the system works because it's so different from where they come from.
Right. Agreed. I'm so glad you guys are doing this. Thank you.
Thank you. I
Does
think
anybody else?
you've made everybody, unless there's another question. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Stobiak, are you here to talk about the PAC update?
Yes, I am here. I'll be speaking for our chairpersons, Ana Alvarez and Laura Cordova, who are not present. I think both of them had to work. We met as a PAC last month, and parents discussed ideas for the remainder of the year and how they and their ideas for supporting students. And they discussed that they want professional developments or presentations in areas of financial literacy, navigating high school, and like helping support their students to be motivated in high school, college, navigating the college acceptance process, and a number of other areas. Also, though, in the meeting, representatives from the Northeastern Illinois University's Parent and Community Engagement Office were there, and they are offering free professional developments once a month. And so we are having our first presentation, which will be next or Friday, December 2nd, which is also a PAC, our next PAC meeting date. And we're going to have two presentations. One will be at 10 a.m. and one at 6 p.m. so that parents can attend them, and so they have two options. I don't know the topic yet. Well, Miss Ana Alvarez was working with them on the specific topic, and I hope to have that by this week so I can promote the presentations for the December 2nd date. And that's my update.
Thank you. Any questions?
Just to translate the key point there, el 2 de diciembre, este comité de padres va a intentar de tener dos opciones de presentaciones para padres. So, por favor, marquen sus calendarios para el 2 de diciembre. Van a recibir más información en el futuro.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Garces, are you going to do the FOIA report next?
No, at this moment, we don't have anything to report on the FOIA.
Okay, great. Thank you.
For the PPLC, I can report that I've been in contact with the teachers who were part of our PPLC last year, who are getting together to redo the new election for this school year. And so things are finally getting rolling with the PPLC. The teachers, the organization has to, and the elections have to be run by teachers. So they're already getting the ball rolling there. But we have not officially formed. And I can go right into my principal's report. So if I can direct everybody to on the local school council, our local school council members, to please open your November folder for our transfers, which are the portion of the finances that we would require an LSC vote. I had communicated with people earlier just to put it on your radar to please review these in advance, as this is sometimes takes the bulk of the meeting or extends the meeting far longer than needed. But I hope that now that we're translating the descriptions here on the justifications, that this can also continue to go a lot smoother. I want to open it up for questions, but before I do, I'm just going to translate. So les pido a todos que son parte del concilio que ahorita puedan abrir la carpeta y abrir el documento de los transferos o las transferencias para poder votar. Está todo traducido, pero si tienen preguntas, ahora es el tiempo. Y si no, podemos seguir con el voto para no estar aquí toda la noche. So please go ahead and review. If there are additional questions, please unmute and ask. Otherwise, if we want to go ahead with a motion, please review and ask questions. and or otherwise we can move forward.
I would say in consideration the fact that we have been previewed to this information prior. I know I looked into it, and I hope every other member of the local school council was able to look into it. I'm going to move for a motion to approve the budget.
Does anyone want to second that motion?
Dada la situación, and I'm going to say it in Spanish, dada la situación de que esto se nos ofreció antes de tiempo y que tuvimos la oportunidad de ver este documento antemano, y que quisiéramos que esto continúe de esta manera, de que podamos observar este documento antes de la Junta, para que si no hay preguntas, entonces continuar con la moción de votar. Y en este momento yo hago la moción para votar a la aprobación del presupuesto. Y Ms. Kern preguntó si hay alguien que lo quiere secundar.
I second. Okay, everybody, please respond in the chat.
And you can also in the chat.
Rodrigo, aye. Víctor, aye.
Garces, aye.
Fátima, aye.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Now I'm going to just give a quick recap of where we're at. Ms. Tracy mentioned how we are receiving a lot more newcomers at Foreman this year than in years past, and that in fact is true. We are roughly over 20 students higher in enrollment than we were where we ended last year, which has required us to make some adjustments, and I think we're going to continue to have to make adjustments with our programming, with help of our programmer, Mr. Garces, who is on the call. But it's right now, as a principal, it's a good problem to have when your enrollment continues to increase. I hope to hit that magical number of 600, hopefully by the end of this school year, solely because I know that the district considers schools slightly different and resources slightly different for schools that are over 600. And so I'm really hoping to get over that particular hump to continue to help Foreman thrive. Our last attendance rate was at 80. We're at 79, but like I said, our attendance our enrollment continues to grow. We have a realistic goal of an 85% attendance rate by the end of the school year, but we always emphasize 90% as always. I wanted to focus my principal report on our priorities. This past Friday, we had a Flex Day PD, or let me go back and translate this into Spanish. Tenemos ahorita, se han matriculado 582 estudiantes aquí a la escuela y tenemos una asistencia de 79%, pero nuestra meta es 85%, con 90% también se le pone énfasis a esa asistencia, porque sabemos que con esa asistencia califican más los estudiantes a colegios que ellos desean aplicarse o becas en el futuro. I wanted to focus on my my report on how we're continuing to focus on our priorities. This last week, last Friday, our ILT, our instructional leadership team, focused on providing a presentation and work with our teachers around our focus of differentiation. And it was an awesome experience because the teachers really got into the work. We were all in the auditorium, and this was led by our subcommittee for differentiation, made up of Mr. Brisky, one of our PE teachers, Mr. Wilson, one of our special education teachers, and Mr. Miller, our math department chair. And so what we were focused on in this presentation was understanding standards-based grading and how that helps us better differentiate in our classrooms. And so, like I said, teachers were very active in understanding a standards-based grading process that's being piloted by our math team. And what we're trying to do is focus differentiation around the teacher's presentation of their content, the process that they create for students to practice that content, to differentiate the product that they accept from students, and then how to differentiate your classroom environment. So, quiero explicar lo que estamos enfocados en nuestras metas de la escuela, uno siendo la diferenciación de la instrucción de los maestros, que se enfoca en cambiando el estilo de presentación de nuestra instrucción, el proceso de que toman los estudiantes para enseñar su aprendizaje, los productos que aceptamos de los estudiantes para que nos enseñen en su forma cómo están entendiendo, y también cambiando o diferenciación, practicando diferenciación en nuestro salón y cómo cambiar el salón para ayudar a los estudiantes y su aprendizaje. Y esta semana pasada, los maestros participaron en un taller con todos los maestros con este tema. Another thing that I wanted to share about our priorities is that we moved on to our Q2 continuous learning cycle for our grade level teams. So again, this focuses on our work as educators around supporting students based on their needs. And so with the help of our MTSS team, Mr. Stahoviak, our administrator, Ms. Malhas, our MTSS lead, they kind of last year started to plant the seed around creating structures for differentiation, for interventions. And now it's flourished into our grade level team focus. So by grade level teams, what we're doing is we're looking at data, making adjustments on how we instruct students and how we support students. And then this also trickles down into the practice of what's happening in our departments. And what you see here is basically our meeting days of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday are our grade level team focus, and Thursday is the right-hand column. It's our department focus. So every week, our grade level teams and our departments have a focus on how to support students, how to continue to look at data and how students are performing. And we continue to revise this cycle, again, to maximize student achievement. Nada más quise presentar de nuestra otra meta sobre las estructuras de que estamos haciendo para apoyar a los estudiantes a diferentes niveles. Esto lo que indica aquí son los 3 días que los maestros se enfocan con sus planes de entre los niveles de los estudiantes y también de entre sus departamentos que ellos enseñan. Y nosotros siempre estamos viendo los detalles de los estudiantes, cómo están haciendo sus clases, en sus exámenes, para poder cambiar nuestra instrucción y para poder apoyarlos en lo que necesitan los estudiantes cada semana. So, esta es nuestra estructura de esta meta en particular. Finally, I wanted to also focus on our priority of student engagement, voice, and civic life, and what we continue to do recently and continues to drive our work moving forward within this priority. So right now, one of the greatest examples I can share is what the English department, primarily led by our English department, in building community through student leadership and their haunted house event that they hosted. I know it was a cheesy event, but you can ask all my staff. I always say, I love cheesy. There's a place for cheesy within schools because it creates fond memories for our students. But this opportunity was phenomenal, the way it was set up and the way it allowed students to do the design, to lead the work, to have fun in welcoming our community. And I thought it was a perfect example of student engagement, student voice, and civic life as we engaged with our community here at Foreman. Nada más quise hablar sobre un evento que teníamos para el Halloween, que era nuestro Haunted House, donde invitamos la comunidad. Y esto realmente nos ayudó el departamento de inglés, pero realmente era algo que los estudiantes hicieron todos ellos. Los diseños, los juegos, comunicando con la comunidad cuando entraba al edificio. Era un evento espectacular que van a tener muchas memorias nuestros estudiantes con este evento. Our student voice continues, as you heard from our student reps. And Dr. Lopez, I'd love for you to also chime in. I'll give you the floor in just a second. But our student voice continues to really treat this as a process in creating our cell phone policy, our dress code policy. And soon I've been talking with our student reps on how they want to tap into short student surveys that they can gather information to provide information either back to student voice or student surveys that they can provide key information to our staff community so that they can know how students are feeling. And I thought it was a great idea that I'm going to continue to support them on. But Dr. Lopez, do you want to highlight anything specifically?
Yeah, so tomorrow Thursday we'll be hosting a Student Voice Committee meeting that is open to the public, and I can say this in Spanish. And it is to address the draft of the cell phone policy that the Student Voice Committee has been working so diligently on for the last couple of weeks. And so we're opening the floor for more student input and more ideas to be shared. And there'll be refreshments. We'll also be watching snippets of a documentary called Screenagers. So we're actually in the process of kind of opening up the discussion more and more to more and more students, so that it doesn't just fit in student voice, and it allows other students to, share their ideas. As Alexis also talked about, we've been working on a draft of a dress code. That after we complete the cell phone round, we're going to do another open meeting for dress code discussion as well. So lo que estamos haciendo en el Voz del Estudiante, el comité, el jueves que entra vamos a hacer un evento donde vamos a abrir nuestra junta para todos los estudiantes que quieren participar y venir a expresar sus ideas sobre la póliza o el código de celulares. Y vamos a estar mirando unos pedazos de un documentario que se llama Screenagers, donde estamos hablando sobre la tecnología y los estudiantes para que ellos puedan dar sus ideas. Y cuando acabamos con esta ronda con la póliza o el código de celulares, también vamos a hacer algo bien similar con el código de vestimenta.
Thank you, Dr. Lopez. And just to highlight a little bit of what's happening with our students in all of our civics classes, la clase de civics, donde los estudiantes están agarrando precios de cómo gastar un fondo de dinero de $300,000 que nos dio el gobierno. Yo le estoy dando ese poder a los estudiantes para organizar las decisiones en cómo gastar esos $300,000. Y ahorita están agarrando precios del distrito. Van a crear opciones para votar. Y luego en los principios de diciembre como una comunidad, una escuela, vamos a votar sobre qué decisión vamos a hacer con esos fondos. So our civics classes are currently gathering pricing with the help of CPS Capital. We've received a lot of CPS financing or quotes on potential projects and as how we can spend the $300,000 grant that we received from Senator Pacioni Zayas. They're working hard in their civics classes to then bundle those options and then come up with a get out the vote campaign. so that we can vote on a decision in early December. So the things are heating up for our students in civics classes. And then finally, just to highlight work out of our culture and climate team right now, with work that's being led by Dr. Blake and Dr. Lopez in culture and climate. We're really focused on trying to improve attendance through relationship building in classrooms, issuing rewards to students, and beefing up our extracurricular activities. But more so than just addressing this, we want to create more of a routine that we can follow year to year. So I'm excited about that campaign, all that highlights under our CIWP priority number 3. So ahorita también nuestra organización de maestros de cultura están trabajando en un proyecto de ayudar a los maestros en cómo tener mejores relaciones y de aprendizaje, de apoyo también mental de los estudiantes en sus clases, premios para su asistencia, dar premios para el comportamiento de los estudiantes sobre nuestra campaña de Pride, y también de cómo ayudar a los estudiantes después de la escuela con clubs que puedan participar, todo para mejorar nuestra asistencia. Esto ahorita están trabajando nuestro grupo de maestros de la organización de cultura aquí de la escuela. And that concludes my report, just highlighting our priorities and our work thus far. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? Let me just check and make sure we didn't get more public participation requests. Nope. So a quick reminder before we wrap up, and Mr. Escamilla, when I'm done, do you mind translating? We all should have gotten emails about the LSC advisory board, and so nominations are open if anybody would like, or if anybody is interested in that. And then we do now have new options for the required trainings. And we are all, originally the date was supposed to be that everybody who was elected in the spring was supposed to be done at the end of December. I did find out at the advisory board meeting last night that apparently there is an issue on the CPS end. And so not all of the training modules have been offered. And so they are looking at an extension for that. But in the meantime, we should be doing our best to complete as many as possible by then.
So, un recuerdo que todos han recibido un correo electrónico sobre los entrenamientos para todos los que están participando en el concilio escolar de la escuela. So, por favor, que se puedan apuntar a estos entrenamientos. Y también está explicando la presidente Kearns que también se están ofreciendo clases, es que quisieron que todos que se pusieron, que selectaron aquí a estas posiciones del concilio, que acaben todos sus entrenamientos para el diciembre, pero que el distrito ya ha considerado que quieren dar más tiempo para los miembros del concilio para acabar estos entrenamientos, o van a extender el tiempo de acabar esos entrenamientos, pero por favor que se fijen en los correos electrónicos para que participen en esos entrenamientos.
I would like to take a moment to encourage all the LSC members to do the training, because one, if you're able to do it online, I find it to be beneficial too, because from your home you can still participate, do the training, and I know they have the Spanish version of it as well. So I've been up to all of them that was offered and been available. So I have done already like 5 of them. I'm looking forward to my 6th one, and I encourage everybody to do it. I'll say in Spanish so everybody gets it. Lo que acabo de decir es que yo como participante he hecho algunas de mis juntas, algunas de mis talleres que se están ofreciendo. Ya he hecho 5 de ellas y he encontrado que haciéndolo en línea es beneficioso porque la duración es de aproximadamente 1 hora, pero eh, eh, es beneficioso porque uno aprovecha, escucha, participa y hace su entrenamiento. Ya yo tengo 5 de ellas anotadas y aunque no se están ofreciendo todas en este momento, sí, las que están disponibles es bueno aprovechar que las están ofreciendo en español también. Así que vaya a la página de F.C.C.A. Training en el CPS y ahí va a encontrar las diferentes formas de registro para matricularse a estos talleres. So you can also go to the LLC training website where all the registration forms are located. I just want to encourage everybody to do it. Thank you.
Chairperson Kearns, I also just want to let you know that Rodrigo and Annexus messaged me that they had to leave now, so they just actually left.
Person at any of the other schools.
Can you repeat your question?
Oh, just would one of you mind explaining to our Spanish speakers that if they would like to go in person, that they can go to any of the locations and that there are some that are designated as Spanish only?
Si alguien está interesado ir como en persona, hay diferentes locaciones por la ciudad y pueden buscar esa información en la página del FCCA.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have anything else they want to go over, or would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn?
I would like to make the motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:10 p.m.
Would anybody like to second that?
I second the motion.
Okay. Please go ahead and enter your vote in the chat.
Garces, aye.
Fatima, aye.
Lopez, aye.
I think that is everybody since the students left. Thank you all so much. See you next month. And the next meeting will be on December 13th. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
La próxima junta va a ser el 13 de diciembre. Muchísimas gracias.